Yeah, you know what? I want to say one thing. This is the only man I have emailed outright, like cold call, and said you were doing a great job with his show in the last year.
Really?
Dead serious.
Gary V shoots me.
Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Walt Ribeiro and welcome to your weekly music lesson with Walt. This is going to be the coolest show ever. How do I play guitar chords? How do I play piano? How do I read music? Sight reading, key signatures, harmony, textures. It's going to be a weekly show for an entire year, so you know, hold on tight. There's going to be 52 intense lessons, right? What? Okay, so last week we learned all about the notes of every instrument, the guitar, piano, everything. Why do I say every instrument? Because music is a universal language. So when you learn the notes on the piano or the notes on the guitar, then you learn the notes for every instrument. I know, it's crazy. Piccolo, glockenspiel, it's all the same. What I wanted to talk about this week was taking those notes, combining them into chords, and so we can rock out. Now remember, the chords are created or are built up by separate notes. Don't get too confused, okay? There's a bunch of different buttons here. A button here, 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 okay? All along here, all along the side. When I go to play these notes, what I'm actually doing literally is that I'm shortening and lengthening the pipe all throughout the entire instrument, okay? And so what that does is that when you play a longer, or through a longer length of things, the pitch becomes lower. When you play through a shorter length, the pitch becomes higher. So that when I play a note on the saxophone and then I push down my finger on a button here, it actually changes the entire air direction through the instrument when you blow in. And so let's throw that same concept to the guitar. If I were to play the actual open string here, I'm playing the entire length of the string, right? Well, that's fine, but what if I wanted to make that note to be higher in pitch? Well, let's make the note shorter. So when I'm playing, the note is no longer, or the distance of the string is no longer from here to here. It's now from here to here. And just like how we shorten the air on either the flute or the saxophone or trumpet or anything, we've now shortened it on the guitar. And the same thing applies for all string instruments and every instrument. Now it's different on this guy because it's a keyboard, so that they're all sampled sounds. But if you actually look at the inside of a piano, you'll notice that the strings inside the piano, that the highest pitches have the shortest strings and the lowest pitches have the longest strings. It's pretty amazing. There's three parts to the guitar. We have the head, we have the neck, and we have the body. Okay, just like a human being. All right. So here we have this really thick fret is called the nut. Okay. Then we have a bunch of these little metal pieces, which I just said they're called the frets. Okay. Your typical guitar has about 24 frets. Here's the bridge right here. Okay, here's the two pickups. What the pickups do is that they actually literally pick up the sound. Say these chords, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and then G. So what happens is that I'm going to take three of those chords, A, D, and E, okay, and that in itself will give you tons of songs. So many songs were created just through those three notes, A, D, three chords, A, D, and E. And then here, these dots are the fret markers. They simply tell you what fret you're playing on. So if I say play on the 7th fret, you play on this fret right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The way I know it is I didn't count, because think that when you're playing, you don't have time to count. There's no time to count. You gotta know. And the way you know is you go, whoop, 3rd dot. Here's our hand. This is your T, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here you have it. Your hand doesn't look like this, but if it did, this would be your thumb. This is your first finger, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. 4th finger is always the pinky on the guitar. On the piano, it's different. How do we read this? Walt's gonna show you. All right, so here we have the nut, right? That's this guy right here, okay? See it right there? Boom. And then we have the frets right here. These guys are the actual metal pieces right here. These are the frets. The frets are the metal pieces that go along here. I know it's kind of difficult to read at first, but check this out. Over here, going this way, are the strings. Now, there's only 6 strings on the guitar, okay? And that the 6 strings are like this. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now, when I go to play, okay, the way that I read this is, let's start with this 4. The 4 means fourth finger, right? Our pinky. So let's take our pinky, okay, put it on the B string right here. Remember from last week I explained what the six strings were. E, A, D, G, B, E. This is the string close towards the floor. This is the string close towards the ceiling. I know it's backwards, but you'll pick it up. I promise you, you'll pick it up. I promise. Promise. Okay, so this top string is the high E, low string is the low E, the bass E note, and so let's take this fourth finger, put it on the second fret of the B. See, look, this is the first fret, this is the second fret. So we're going to take this fourth finger, put it right here, put it on the second fret of the B. There it is. Okay, let's take our third finger, put it on the second fret of the G, okay? Right there. Let's take our second finger, put it on the second fret of the D. There we have it. Notice how my first finger is just like kind of hanging tight, just like flying solo. Why? Because he's not even on here. If I were to put a 1 right here, just so that you can understand it, if I were to put a 1 right there, now our chord has completely changed. We've now added the note B to it, because it's the second fret of the A string, and the way that it walks up, remember, is A, from last week, is A sharp, and then this would be the note B. So our first finger plays that note B, and now we have this. We would have 4, 3, 2, and then our 1 would be right here. So now we have this, 1, 2, 3. You're probably saying to yourself, what chord is this guy? This is my D chord. Our 1 goes right here, second fret. See how this is the second fret, 1, 2? So let's go to the second fret, 1, 2, okay, of the G. So let's go to the G, which is the third string, and let's put our first finger there. So there's our first finger, second finger here. Notice how our 2, well, phone's blowing up. Notice how the 2 is all the way at the high E, okay? So the high E, let's go up, number 2, third finger over here, B, third fret. Okay, now if you're really confused about this, you can always go to my website, waltribeiro.net. I'll throw the link right here in the timeline. Check it out. I'll throw this diagram and a bunch of the others at my archive. It'll be waltribeiro.net/archive. All my videos, all my tutorials, all my charts, all my thoughts, they're all right there. So now we know our 2 chords, A, D, and we're going to learn our third one, E. So here's our A. Remember, 4, 3, 2. Let's go to our D. So our first finger goes on the first fret of the G. There we have it. First fret of the G, boom, okay? Number 2 is going to go here. Our second finger is going to go on the second fret of the A, and our third finger is going to go on the third fret of the D. So let's put our first finger here on the G, okay? Third string. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, we now have our E chord like this. Play songs you love, surround yourself by people who you enjoy and who enjoy what you do, and feed off them. Learn from each other and try and teach it to someone. That's how you get better, and you do it every single solitary day. Just want to say thanks to everyone. Here, check this picture out. In this picture right here, we have Ropico shot me an amazing picture of when he was eating pancakes. Big ups to him. That's all available at waltribeiro.net/you. That's YOU. Remember, when you look back at yourself 3 weeks from now, seeing how upset you were or how you couldn't get it, you'll see how much you've improved. And that in itself will be part of that energy, that drive, that will push you further into your further weeks, into week 9, week 10, looking back at week 6, week 7. And that, my friends, is what it's all about. It's about as much of the journey as it is the destination. Any questions that you guys have, I will absolutely answer them 100%. You can hit me up on Twitter at Walt Ribeiro, or go to waltribeiro.net, shoot me a line there, leave a comment on the blog or something, whatever. Or you hit me up at wribeiro4, that's the number 4, wribeiro4@gmail.com. I just want to say thanks to everyone. Seriously, you have no idea how much all this support means to me. I think that music education is so important. For all the peeps on Rev3, we all just want to say yo. Here's everyone giving a holler and saying yo. I'm sorry if it's so choppy. It's because I'm doing mad recording.
We got shredded. Yeah, and guys, if you want to throw down your links and tell people where to follow you, where you can see them at, or what your website is, that's cool. Throwing everything down. My students are throwing down their links. Check them out. We're the coolest community here ever in the entire world. Everyone here is just saying yo, and we're the coolest community ever. Wow, chat is blowing up. Chat's blowing up. What's up, internet? We love you. Totally.